What if the secret to transforming your life isn't a sudden miracle, but a conscious, everyday choice? Join us on Bookish Mind, Season 06, Episode 09, as we explore Renuka Gavrani's profound insights from Chapter 9 of The Art of Being Alone and discover how to build your dream life. Today, we're diving into Chapter 9, The Action Plan, from Renuka Gavrani's book, The Art of Being Alone. Our mission is to extract the practical wisdom on how to build the life you truly want, not through grand gestures, but through deliberate daily steps.
And that's really the core insight from this chapter, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about understanding that real change doesn't happen magically overnight. It's about how you change how you live every day. That's where the transformation actually happens.
Okay, let's unpack this. Gavrani starts by challenging us with a pretty fundamental question. Why do you want to change your life? It sounds simple, but she insists you need at least two strong reasons. Otherwise, well, it's just fleeting motivation.
Right. And what's fascinating here is the emphasis she puts on internal honesty. We need to consciously list what are some of the things you don't like in yourself or your life. And this isn't just about, professional stuff. It's digging deeper into personal, emotional, mental states. Essentially, what does your dream day-to-day life look like versus your current one? That gap.
Yeah, she really drives home that point about it not being a sudden magical one-day thing. She states it so clearly. Life doesn't change one day magically, you change how you live every day. She even suggests a practical exercise for you listening. Take a pause. Sit down at a quiet place. Take a piece of paper and write down 5 things that you don't like in your life right now. And she stresses, no one else can do this for you. It has to come from within.
And this raises a really important point about self-love, actually. Gavrani warns against what she calls toxic self-love, that kind of thing that leads to an imaginary bubble where you maybe aren't facing reality. She argues it's okay, even necessary, to be a bit harsh on yourself sometimes, not in a destructive way, but to bridge the gap between your current self and your potential.
So it's about honest assessment, not just blind positivity.
Exactly. Being honest about where you're falling short is actually the first step to, well, truly loving who you are in the process of becoming. It's tough, sure, but as she says, honesty with yourself will make your life way more satisfying, real satisfaction.
That's a really key discussion. Okay, so moving into the first practical step of her action plan, Kavrani identifies this common trap, right? Trying to improve everything at once. We set these huge goals, hit the gym daily, eat perfectly, start a gratitude journal, learn Mandarin, and then what happens?
You burn out completely. You feel like a failure, you give up, and often feel worse than when you started. It's a cycle.
So what's the solution she offers?
Well, connecting this to the bigger picture, the solution is, maybe surprisingly, counterintuitive. Focus on one thing at a time, just one. Because changing one routine is just, well, easier, lets the results sink in, and really importantly, it builds self-respect and confidence for whatever change comes next. Little wins build momentum.
Right, right. And she shares her own story here, which is pretty powerful from 2020. She'd resigned from a toxic job, failed as a freelancer, and she says she was depressed. Her one thing, it became writing one article every single day on Medium.
Just one article.
Yeah, and she says she had no big expectations. She just wanted to, and I proved to myself that I am doing something at least, just taking some action.
And look what happened. In 10 months, just 10 months of that one daily action, she gained 10,000 followers. That boosted her confidence massively, led to her first book, The Wounds of My Words, and now her second. So that one action every day for 10 months transformed her. It really illustrates her point. Action is the cure of almost everything. So she urges you, the listener, to become an essentialist here. Identify your one biggest issue.
That one thing.
Yeah, that one thing that's really pulling you down, causing anxiety, making you feel stuck. Often, she notes, it's why you might not like being alone. Your mind sends those notifications of what's wrong. You can't escape it then.
Okay, so identify the one big issue. Then what? It's time for action, but not just any action. She calls it one big action, and she warns against just, randomly starting out of motivation, because that leads to feeling clueless and giving up. She even mentions her own past attempts with healthy lifestyles, like stuffing fries and pizza a week later. We've all been there.
Totally. And what's fascinating here is her concept of action goals. This is key. Instead of these vague aspirations like, I want to be healthier, an action goal defines clear-cut what you are supposed to do every day to get one step closer to your destination.
Ah, so it's specific and daily.
Exactly. Her example for writing was write, which is an action every day, which defines how often am I supposed to take the action. Super clear.
So practically speaking, what does this mean for someone listening? How do you apply this?
It means taking that one big issue you identified earlier
Okay.
and writing down one action goal right next to it. Make it crystal clear, simple, something you can genuinely commit to daily.
No fancy spreadsheets needed, she says.
Nope. It's simply either I wrote or I didn't, or either I went for a walk or I didn't. Binary. The goal is consistency, not these grand, unsustainable gestures. Build the habit.
Consistency over grandiosity. I like that. Okay, that brings us to the third step, which feels, I don't know, maybe the most freeing. Knowing your nature and syncing your activities with it.
Yes, this is so important.
Gavrani talks about her attempts to wake up at 5 a.m. because she read the 5 a.m. Club. Sound
Wow.
familiar?
Oh, definitely. So many people try to force that.
But for her, it just led to feeling low, depressed, and eventually giving up. She even mentions her mom calls her a sleeping beauty. Clearly not her natural rhythm.
And that connects perfectly to the bigger picture. It's about understanding your unique body clock, your preferences. Not everyone is an early bird. Some people are night owls. They do their best work late. So why, she asks, force someone else's solution if it makes the whole thing feel like punishment?
Right. It should feel, if not fun, at least aligned and manageable, not exhausting.
Exactly. It shouldn't feel like you're fighting yourself constantly. That defeats the purpose.
And she gives more examples of this flexibility in practice, like with her writing. She doesn't force it first thing. She says, you cannot write if you don't want to. So she writes whenever I feel like it, trusting her own flow.
Makes sense. And for fitness, instead of that rigid gym routine she couldn't stick to, her focus now is just move my body every day.
But in ways she actually prefers dancing, yoga, cycling, things she enjoys.
It's about finding your way to meet the goal. Precisely.
Mm.
And the core insight here is that you're not static. You change. Your preferences change, your working style changes. As she puts it, what worked for you yesterday may not work for you tomorrow. You have to adapt.
So it's about continuous adjustment and self-awareness.
Absolutely. The ultimate aim is to move towards your goals, but in a way that feels comfortable and empowering to you. Shake things up, make it fun, make it sustainable for the long haul.
So we've really unpacked Renuka Gavrani's action plan from The Art of Being Alone. And it's pretty clear, isn't it? Transforming your life isn't about waiting for some miracle. It's about that conscious, maybe even courageous choice to first identify what you don't like, really look at it, then pick that one big issue, commit to one daily action, and crucially do it in a way that actually aligns with your nature.
Yeah, this journey really highlights that self-improvement isn't about rigidly following someone else's exact steps. It's just not sustainable for most people. It's about, first, that deep self-honesty, then strategic focus on that one key action. And finally, the wisdom, the flexibility to create a path that feels authentic and sustainable for you.
That alignment seems key.
It is. That freedom within the discipline, that's where real self-satisfaction starts to grow, I think.
So as you, listening, reflect on your own life, maybe ask yourself, what's that one big issue that really keeps pulling you down, that keeps you feeling stuck? And then what one big action, simple, daily could you commit to starting today, but in a way that truly suits your nature, your rhythm, to begin building that dream life?